Good evening. Welcome to day 6 of the 77-day video challenge. Today is Family History Day. It is also Own Your Share of America Day. I acknowledge these events for somewhat conflicted reasons. When I think back on some of the more interesting elements of my family history, I'm reminded of this gentleman, Colonel Henry Farrow. Colonel Farrow was an officer in the Confederate Army. He was not an active soldier. He was in charge of the mining operations on behalf of the Confederate Army. It's a little hard for me to take much pride in having him as my middle namesake, considering he stood for some things that I really don't approve of. And that's what makes the acknowledgement of Own Your Share of America Day a little bit conflicting, because noble, well-intentioned people like Colonel Farrow took action that tore our country apart for a couple of years. And it's a little hard to celebrate that. That over the course of his life, he did some important, worthwhile things. He was the Attorney General for the state of Georgia. He delivered the Constitution of Georgia to Washington after the Civil War. He did some good things, but by that association, he did some really awful things. But I can't say that I'm embarrassed to have him as part of my family history. It's easy for us to say he was one of the good ones. I'd like to believe that he was a good man who stood for some not very good things at one time, one of the worst moments in our nation's history. So, thank you, Colonel Farrow, my great-great-grandfather, for what you contributed for the betterment of our country. But I'm terribly conflicted about what he and some of his associates did to our country. And in a way, that's part of what I have to own of my share of America. I will see you on day 7 of the 77-day video challenge. Thank you.